Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, doing another Aether Revolt Intermediate Swiss Draft League. If you enjoy the content on this channel, please like and subscribe. Thank you. What did we open? Secret Salvage. Not good. Not good. So, we're looking at Dragster. Oh, got a little hair in my mouse here, if you know what I mean. Alright, mouse is working again. So we've got Dragster, Shock, Reckless Racer. I'd almost take Racer over Shock at this point. I don't know. Shock, it's not like Shock's bad either. Shock is good. I'm never like stoked on starting with Shock. Could just take the Dragster. Leave ourselves completely open, and I don't think I would ever cut a Dragster from my deck either. I think we're going to start with the Dragster. I've said it every time. Super impressed with this card. Played a lot better than I thought. It ends up usually getting in for 8 damage and then being a divination, which is very, very good for 3 mana. Passed a pacification array. What a gift. All right, we also passed an Aether Chaser, but I mean, we're going to take the array. Now we're set up to be an awesome little improvised deck already. Look at this. That's got to be why pacification array is so good. I mean, besides the fact that end of your turn, tap your dude, my turn, tap your dude, get in for 1,000,000. Turn 1 improvise too. It can even be a ramp spell in your deck. Can this card get better? I do not think so. So we're going to take the pacification array. Like I said, plenty of good cards in here. Chaser, Bandar, the Drake, the Prey Upon, the Infiltrator. Pacification array it is though. Okay, what is the next pick here? I mean, there's a Swooper, we have a Revolution. We did pass some good red cards out of the last 2 packs, right? We passed a Shock and a Reckless Racer out of pack 1. And then out of pack 2, we passed a Aether Chaser. There's a Revolution in here, though, which is presumably the best card in here. It's also the Swooper. Like I said, we could go down the improvised path. I would say that archetype is typically open. There is also a Cavalry, which is just an excellent card. So many options. I mean, the Inventor works for this deck, but would I prefer the Swooper? That is the question. So many options. Could just take the Revolution. I'm going to take the Swooper. My gut instinct says we're off to a good start for some sort of improvised deck. So we can take the Efficient Construction. Ever since I first built around it, I've been meaning to do it again. What else is in here anyway? Not that much. Cruel Finality, which I would play. Universal Solvent, which also works for the improvised Efficient Construction deck. Let's take the build around though. I'm going to take the Construction. I know many people hate it. I get it. I get it. I'm trying to have fun in this format, guys. Trying to find what is good and what is fun. So Ice Over, playable, never exciting. Metallic Rebuke. I mean, this seems like the right deck for it, but not super stoked on it. We also have the Watchful Automaton, which is mediocre. It works for the deck. And then there's Resourceful Return. So these are our 3 we're looking at. I'm okay taking the Automaton here. Not like thrilled on it. Not thrilled about it. Could take the Brawler. But I feel like we're going to jump ship on red and just let whoever we're passing to take it. We don't have to, but I'm going to take this Automaton. Peace Walker Colossus. Well, it's a thing. There's a Leave in the Dust. There's Machinations. I guess we can take the Colossus. Crew 4 is tough. That is a tough crew. But we also have Leave in the Dust. I think we'll take the Colossus here. We're going to see if we can make this all come together for us. So there's an Implement, a Dispersal Technician, Filigree Crawler, Reservoir Walker, Unbridled Growth. We have a Resourceful Return, which is a card I like a lot. Implement probably works well with the Construction. Yeah, I'm never really stoked on Dispersal Technician. I'm okay picking up an Implement here. We'll get one. They can be useful. All right. Okay. So we can take the Salvager here. It does appear to be kind of the correct deck for it. The one that spits out servos and maybe makes little Thopters. Okay. All right. We'll take the Salvager. There's also a Herder in here. But, okay. All right. Original pack here. So we'll take the Resourceful Return now. I mean, it seems like it's going to be a guaranteed get a creature back, draw a card, which seems good. Another Resourceful Return. You know, I've played 2 before, and they work just fine together. Okay, we'll take the Assembler now. Get our first Improvise spell. Surely we'll find more. Guess we'll take the Artifact. Okay, take Rebuke. Hey, we're getting good. Both of those blue cards we just got are totally playable, so we had a good start here. Probably not going to play the Construct. Does everything else seem playable? Everything else does seem playable. Peace Walker Colossus we might have a little hard time playing. Just because, like I said, Crew 4, not so easy, but you never know. 6/6. It's a big body. Spire of Industry. I think it's worth a couple tickets. It's also Vengeful Rebel. Daring Demolition is hard removal. Maybe we want that. How much is Spire of Industry worth? That is the question. I mean, the nice thing about Spire of Industry, I guess, is that we can activate Peace Walker Colossus off of it, but it's worth a couple tickets. I think we'll take it. I mean, we're going to have an artifact it can fix for us. We could splash off it. It's worth a couple tickets. Otherwise, it's probably an easy Daring Demolition or Rebel. Although, how easily can we get Revolt? Defiant Salvager does it. Implement does it. Dragster going to the graveyard if it attacks does it. There's actually quite a few ways to do it, but we'll take the couple ticket card that seemingly synergizes with our deck here. Okay, so we can take another Swooper, which is probably what we're going to do. Trophy Mage currently finds Dragster, Automaton, Implement, Peace Walker Colossus. Is that actually better for our deck? It's basically a 3-mana 2/2 search effect, which is actually really strong, but we also need a lot of 2-drops. I think those are the only 2 we're really looking at. I think we'll take the card draw card, the value card here. We just have so many good 3-drop artifacts to find already. It just seems correct. We'll see. Oh, and then immediately pass another one? Oh, geez. I guess we'll take it. It's still going to draw us cards. There's another Chandra's Revolution in here. Pretty good green. All right. Take the mages. Disallow. Could take that. Probably just want this Poisoner, though. Poisoner is always good. What's Disallow worth? I don't think it's worth much. It's probably worth a ticket. Yeah, it's worth a little more than a ticket, but we're going to take the Poisoner. Fits our deck nicely. Well, if we don't see any Improvise, I guess we're in a little bit of trouble, but hopefully we see some Improvise. So here's a Renegade map. There's an Hinterland Drake. So what's the map do for us? It gives us a Revolt Enabler. It's an Improvise Ramper. But currently we're not seeing any Improvise, are we? So we can take the Drake because it flies. We're already a little 3-drop heavy. Not that that's a huge deal. I think we'll just take the map. Map's good. Well-Fast Engineer seems good too. Can I splash it? Well, we'd have to get Fixing to make that work. I guess we'll take the map. Well, there's a Dreadnought, but I think we're already good on... Yeah, I mean, if I had more Improvise spells, I'd be about it, but we're not seeing any Improvise. So we could take a Prowler, which probably makes more sense than a second Implement. This card can be put to good use. So there's an Aeronaut, which flies, but we'd probably just take a Drake over it. There's also a Spire Patrol. We'll take the Drake. Murray can buy time on the ground. Another Spire Patrol. Not really worth splashing, I don't think. Don't need a third Resourceful Return. Alright, Shipwreck Murray it is. So we can take another Assembler. Never really excited about it, but otherwise we can take another Leave in the Dust. Kind of need some more creatures, I guess, so we'll take the Assembler. Well, I guess we'll take another Automaton here. So we managed to get 2 improvised cards that are both mediocre. So this deck did not quite come together the way I wanted it to, sadly. But pack 3, we'll see what we can pick up to make this deck work. We do have the build around efficient construction with plenty of artifacts to go alongside it. But no Bastion Inventors, no Fen Haulers. None of the goodies I was looking for that typically go much, much later than this draft would have you believe. So a bit of a surprise there, but that's okay. All right, Ice Over, playable, we'll take it. So current removal is Pacification Array, Ice Over, Leave in the Dust, Metallic Rebuke, sort of. That's an okay removal suite, actually. Better than one might think. But this deck actually needs some... This deck needs a better game plan, I think. We're going to let someone have the sailback. So I'm looking for... What am I looking for? All right, we need at least a couple fatties. We do have a Peace Walker Colossus, which kind of counts as a fatty, but prefer to not play the Technician. The ones I'm on the fence with, main decking, are... Ooh, well, Underhanded Design is going to be powerhouse. There's also a Prophetic Prism and Vinter's Fair and Marauder in here, all of which are good, but Design just makes too much sense for our deck with all these artifacts, so... going to take it over Malfunction. Going to take it over everything. Just extremely good for us. We're taking it. Yeah. Happily. So there's a Die Young, which does things. We have a Wingsmith, which I guess sort of makes sense for our deck. I love Lawless Broker. Could splash for Warden. We do have a map and a Peace Walker Colossus to give more value off planes, but probably not worth it. I mean, Wingsmith likely flies. I think we're going to wheel it. So maybe we just take the Die Young, although Die Young in this deck is not very good. We have 1 energy generator. Oh, I guess we have a couple. I guess we have 3. All right, maybe Die Young's good enough. We do need a couple more creatures. I'm hoping we can find them, but we'll take the Die Young. I guess it deals with stuff in the beginning of the game, which is good. So, I mean, I'm kind of on the fence with a few of these. Like, double Watchful Automaton is awkward, but even Metallic Rebuke, main deck, I feel like we're kind of doing more important things. Double Resourceful Return, probably not worth it if we don't have great targets to return, but that's not necessarily true either. Like I said, getting 2 cards for 1 like that is just really good. So there's a Monitor, which is still playable, just 3 mana, 3/2. There's a Puzzle Knot. There's a Ballista Charger. Ballista Charger's pretty good. It's some top end. It crews a little bit easier than Peace Walker Colossus, but it also costs more. There's really nothing that good in here for the most part, so maybe we just take the Charger. Yeah, might have to do that. Or like I said, I can take the Monitor because it's a 3-drop thing. They both work with efficient construction. We'll take the Charger. I'm going to presume that I like it. All right, Malfunction we could take. There's a Puzzle Knot. More energy. Yeah, I like having a Malfunction. A little more hard removal. Okay. So we can take a Rat. We have a Wingsmith now, a Hermit. Live Fast, a Drake. All of these are fine. The Rats is just a 2-drop thing. It's not super good. It's just something you can play on turn 2 that's not bad. It's not great late. Although it does give us some energy, I guess, for like a Swooper, a Poisoner. Maybe it's just worth it here. Okay. Okay. So we have Eager Construct, Tezzeret's Ambition. What's our card draw currently? Just an Implement. Oh, we have double resourceful return. Probably don't need the Ambition. Probably don't need the Rush, although it would be fine. I think we'll just take the Construct, cheap artifact creature. Works with our efficient construction plan. All right, I'm on board. So good news and bad news about this deck. The good news is I think we've got enough pieces to win games. Bad news is we didn't make the sweet improvised deck come together the way that I hoped we would. Also, good news is we have enough removal. I'm not at all worried about being removal light. That just does not look like it's going to be a problem. All right, trade wins is pretty good. Maybe we just want the Theorist, though. Probably just want the Theorist. We have probably enough. We have the Die Young, too, so it just makes it better. Plus, Scrying for a cheap cost can be very valuable. Otherwise, it's like a Torch Gauntlet, which I guess with all these weak creatures, Torch Gauntlet's not actually that bad. It also ramps to Improvise. I'm going to take the Theorist anyway. So Select for Inspection is a good, like, sideboard card to have, I guess. We don't need it, though. We'll take the Gauntlet. I think Gauntlet might actually have to make this deck. Another Malfunction is actually not bad. Inventor's Fair, I mean, we're going to have 3 artifacts. Do I even want this, though? What am I searching up? Can search up, like, a Ballista Charger for a big cost. There's another Thriving Rats, which I'm okay with. Or just take a second Malfunction. Current Removal, Pacification Array, Ice Over, Underhanded Design, Die Young, Leave in the Dust, Malfunction. I'm going to take the second Malfunction. I'm going to think that's going to make the deck. All right, Lawless Broker. Could take the Blade Master, I guess. No, I like the Broker a lot, actually. Said it a few times, but Broker does a lot of work. There's a lot of times your opponents just don't want to attack into it. All right, got the Monitor, which will take over the Blade Master because it's an artifact. All right, Wingsmith. I don't really like Windrake that much anyway. All the Wingsmiths. Okay. So, yeah. This deck seems fine to me. We're going to have to figure out quite a few cuts here, but it's still a good problem to have. So let's figure it out. We don't need all these 4-drops. I can probably cut Ice Over. I probably can cut the Rebuke. I'm going to try and leave as many artifacts as I can in. And even though Rebuke is technically a hard counter for anything, I think we're looking for better things to do with our mana. So we'll cut the Leave in the Dust because I think the hard removal we do have looks better, right? Array, Design. Although I will admit Ice Over Pacification Array is pretty good synergy because you don't have to necessarily take the damage and then you can take care of it. But I think Malfunction, I'd rather pay 2 more mana and just take care of it right away. I might cut the Implement. It is like one of our few ways to draw cards, but we have 20 creatures, so we're going to certainly cut some creatures. I did say the Wingsmiths are probably playable in here, but I'm just not super stoked on them. We're going to cut the Technician. Never really been impressed with that card. Shipwreck Marae might just be better for us, because I guess we have what, like 4 2-drop energy creators at this point, which isn't bad. We probably don't need to main deck the Prowler. Yeah, we still have a lot of cuts to make, so we got to figure this out. I think we're going to cut the Implement. I'd rather just go with the Resourceful Return plan. I did say I didn't want to cut artifacts, but sometimes you gots to. So I might actually cut the Broker and the Wingsmiths. We're at 18 creatures. That would be my last 3 creature cuts. That still leaves us with a lot of artifacts, I think, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artifact producers, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. These find them. And then 12, 13, 14. Yeah, we have like a million artifacts in here. Let's cut the Wingsmiths. I definitely don't want to cut these Resourceful Returns if I can avoid it, because I think They are definitely going to be good. I might actually cut the rats. It's not that rats are bad, and they are a 2-drop, but if I was going to cut any of my 2-drops, I think it would be the rats. Even though they're an energy producer, I would still rather have the construct, just because I want to maximize our efficient construction value. So I have to make 4 more cuts. I might just cut the broker. It's not. I like it a lot, but it's a non-artifact card. I might actually cut the Murray. I'm at 14 creatures, though. I might actually cut the Peace Walker Colossus. I don't really need this card. I'd rather run the Charger and the Dragster. Crew 4 for a 6/6 with no abilities is, I think, significantly worse than Crew 3 for 5 mana with ping something. So we're going to cut the Colossus. We'll just run the Dragster and the Charger. That brings us up to essentially 15 creatures. And I still have to make 2 more cuts. And I suppose it should be I might cut the Torch Gauntlet. It just feels like something we can get rid of. Like I said, I don't like cutting artifacts, but we still have enough to make the construction work. So I might actually cut Die Young and Torch Gauntlet. What does that leave me with for removal? Pacification Array, Underhanded Design, Malfunction, Malfunction. That's a good removal suite. I don't think we need the Die Young. Okay. So this if I cut the Torch Gauntlet, though, I do feel like we're kind of lacking in oomph. We don't have enough, like, beats. So I kind of want to keep the Torch Gauntlet, but I'm telling you, Resourceful Return just seems kind of busted for us. Maybe I have to cut one anyway. No choice. So maybe we cut a Resourceful Return and a Die Young, and that way I can keep the Torch Gauntlet, because our deck is just very much lacking in fatties that kill. So we basically need to do a make your own fatty deck. Like Torch Gauntlet on a Trophy Mage. Think about it. You turn 2 Torch Gauntlet, turn 3 Trophy Mage. You have something that you can make a 4/2 that found you another creature that you can make a 4/2. It's like, it's something to do to make your guys' threats, because we need to make our threats better. It's even good with the efficient construction. You make a Thopter and you can equip it. That's actually good. We're going to keep the Torch Gauntlet. It seems actually kind of important for our deck. So this deck's not great. Did not quite come together the way I wanted it to, but got a lot of artifacts. We have the efficient construction, which I think is a fun card to build around. And we have like Underhanded Design, which is actually just very strong in this deck too. And I think we have enough removal to pretty much deal with anything, right? We can deal with vehicles with Malfunction. We can deal with anything with Design. Got a Death Toucher. We've got the Pacification Array. So there's some good aspects of this deck, and there's some weak aspects of this deck. But this is how we're going to run it. So let's get our Spire of Industry in there. And then we can go probably 9/6 with Spire of Industry. That seems fine, because then with the Renegade map, it's 10. It's more like 10/7 or 11/8 if you count the Spire, so that should be fine. That should be just fine. Okay. All right, here you have it. Admittedly, not the best deck I've built in this format, but it's got some cool things going for it, so we'll see how it runs. We'll see you round 1.